Stampers, this is Holly from rubberredneck.typepad.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to make this cute and fun witch's hat. Here's the front view, and then when you turn it over, here is the back view, and there's some little miniature candy bars that slide right in here. Now, I made this to promote my 9 days of Halloween online class. I have an online class starting on September 15th that will have 9 days of Halloween projects along with the mini PDFs and video tutorials on there. For more details on the 9 days of Halloween online class, please visit my blog, rubberredneck.typepad.com, to learn how to register and for more information on the class. Now, to create this fun witch's hat, you want to cut one piece of basic black cardstock at 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. Once you have that cut, you're going to run it through the Big Shot with the circles framelits. And the circles framelits, the very large one, is a scallop one, and that is perfect for die cutting out the hat base. So once you have that die cut out, then you'll have a piece that looks like this. Then you want to cut one piece of basic black cardstock at 3 1/4 by 6 inches. Once you have that cut, you will turn it so the 6-inch length is onto your Simply Scored scoring tool and score it at a 1/2 inch. After you have that mark scored, you then want to turn your basic black cardstock so that scored end is on the bottom. Then you will take a ruler and place it at the top and measure over 1 5/8 inch length. Make a mark at that spot. Then you're going to line up the mark on your cutter. So you'll place your cardstock like this on your cutter, and then you're going to cut from that mark down to the point where the score line starts. Don't go all the way to the bottom. You just want to go to that scored line and make a cut. Then you'll turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. Line up the mark at the top and then line up the end above the score line there and cut. Then you will have this triangle piece. Once you have this triangle piece, you want to place a piece of sticky strip across the bottom in that 1/2 inch scored area. After you have that part on there, when you attach this, you will fold it over and place it right onto the circle. So you want to make sure that when you're decorating this, that you put your paper, the designer paper and the washi tape, on the side that has the sticky strip facing up. Now you want to cut one piece of Motley Monster Designer Series paper at 1 inch by 3 inches in the dotted pattern. After you have that cut, you're going to glue this to your basic black cardstock. Now when you're gluing this, just place the glue right in the center of that designer paper. Don't go all the way to the edge because this will overhang. After you have the glue on there, you're going to place this onto your basic black cardstock. Now you want to be sure that when you place it on there, the bottom corner covers the basic black cardstock. Once you have that on there, make sure it's nice and even. Then you want to cut one piece of the Motley Monster Designer Series paper in the crushed curry pattern, and you're going to cut that at 1 inch by 2 3/4. Then you're going to repeat the same thing you did with the other piece of designer paper, only put the glue in the center. Don't go all the way to the edge because this will overhang. And then you want to put like a 1/4 inch gap between the designer paper, the dotted pattern there, and the crushed curry pattern. So far this is what it'll look like. Once you have this step completed, then you're going to turn this over, take your paper snips that you use only for cutting paper, and trim along the edge of the basic black cardstock, cutting this off. Once you have that cut off on the one side, then do that on the other side. And then this is what it'll look like on the front. Then you want to take a piece of washi tape from the Epic This and That, and I used the Tangerine Tango one, and I put it up here at the top, and what I did was I just lined it up so it barely overlapped that crushed curry pattern. You want to make sure it is on there straight though. So it will look like this. Then you're going to take your paper snips and just trim that evenly with the basic black cardstock. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So that's what it'll look like. Then you want to cut 6 1/4 inches of the 1/8 Bermuda Bay taffeta ribbon, and you're going to place glue dots on each end of this ribbon. And you'll want to visit my blog, rubberredneck.typepad.com. I will have a mini project sheet for you to download on there with the directions and the supplies used, or the measurements listed, sorry, and the supplies used, and a picture. Then you're going to put the Bermuda Bay 1/8 taffeta ribbon across the bottom of the Motley Monster designer paper, and you're going to wrap this all the way around. Make sure you stick it to the back of the cardstock, not on the flap. Make sure you're up high like that. Then you're going to take and cut 4 1/4 inches of the white and Tangerine Tango two-tone trim. And once you have that cut, you kind of want to unroll the end a little there so it's kind of smushed out. And then you're going to put a glue dot on this. Now you want to make sure the glue dot covers all the trim, the ends of the trim, so you may need to do 2 glue dots if you can't get it to all stick to it. And then you're going to wrap this around that gap, and you want to make sure that the trim is flat as it goes around the back here so it's not rolled. And then if you do happen to need another glue dot to make sure it's on there, put one on there. It's better to have a few extra. And then on the other end, you want to unroll the trim again. And one little trick that you could do too is just put one glue dot on, and when you unravel that trim, then stick just the one color to it so it covers all those pieces like I just did there, and do the same thing with the white. So here is what it will look like. Then once you have that part on there, you want to take your paper stamping pierce mat and your paper piercing tool, and you're going to create a bow out of the 1/8 Bermuda Bay taffeta ribbon. You're going to place your bow onto the taffeta ribbon here, and you're going to place that on there, and then what you want to do is pierce a hole above it and a hole right below it in the center then. Then you're going to take one of the Build-A-Bread bases, pry apart the prongs on the back, and then you're going to slide this into those holes so that it holds that bow in place. So now you've just put that bow in place on there. Then you're going to turn it over, and you want to flip the prongs over so they're nice and flat. And when you flip the prongs over, you also want to make sure that it's not down on that 1/2 inch folded part, because you will be folding that. Then once you have that on there, you're going to cut one more piece of basic black cardstock, and you want to cut that at 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then on the 3/4 inch length, you're going to measure over to that 1 5/8 mark again, measurement, and make a mark. Then you're gonna place this onto your cutter, line up your mark in the bottom corner, and cut your side. Turn it over, line up the mark again in the bottom corner, and cut again so you have a triangle piece. Once you have that triangle piece, you then are gonna need 3 stamping dimensionals. And you wanna put 1 at the top and then 2 on the bottom in each corner. And after you have them on there, you're gonna turn this over, peel off the backing, and you're gonna attach these to the back. You're gonna attach this piece to the back of the basic black cardstock. And you're just gonna line it up, and you want to make sure you're where the score line is there. You don't wanna go all the way down to the bottom here. So there's the score line, because you want this to fold up when you attach this to that scallop circle. Then once you have that part done, turn this back over, and you're gonna take 15 of the rhinestone basic jewels off the strip here on the side. Just count out 15 and then make a cut, and then you're gonna place these right across the top here where that washi tape is and the crushed curry pattern. And it may vary on your spacing. You may need just 1 less. I got the paper, it looks like a little higher than my original one. So it'll take 14 to 15 rhinestones, just depends on your placement of the paper. Then once you have the paper finished decorated here, you're gonna peel off the backing, and then you're gonna place this right in the center of that basic black scallop circle. So there's what your hat will look like so far. And now you'll notice it flaps down here. I'm gonna show you how to fix that. You're gonna cut 1 piece of basic black cardstock, and you wanna cut that at 1 inch and 3 3/4. And then you're gonna need 2 miniature candy bars. And you're gonna wrap this around. Now you wanna start at the bottom of the candy bars, so stack your candy bars and wrap this around. And you want it to be snug, but you are gonna want your candy bars to be able to slide out of there, so keep that in mind. Peel off the backing, fold this over, and attach that. So now you've just created like a little belly band. Then you wanna take 2 more pieces of sticky strip, and you're gonna put them onto that little belly band. And what you wanna do is put 1 on the bottom, like that. And then you're gonna put 1 on the side of the wrapper. Just put 1 on the side, doesn't matter which side that you put it on. And you're gonna peel off the backing again. And then you're gonna place this candy bar right here in the center so it overlaps onto that flap. Press down, and then you're gonna fold this up and attach that to the sticky strip on the side of that belly band. And now you've just created your little candy holder. And then that completes the tutorial. Be sure to visit my blog, rubberredneck.typepad.com, for the mini project sheet that you can download. And then thank you for watching.